Snowfall that had me in an emotional wreck yesterday. Yo, I just don't know what to think anymore, and I don't know what is to come. Snowfall, y'all done did that. Alright, so Teddy is stressed. Let's start there. He is most definitely going through it because of all of the threats that we all know Franklin sent his way after offing his daddy. Like, he told him he's coming after his son, after his girl, which y'all, I forgot all about, Teddy's wife or ex-wife or whoever she is. So he's calling her, putting her up on game about everything, letting her know, like, y'all need to go, and there's a police escort on the way. You need to leave with them because your lives have been threatened. And she's like, what? You waking me up in the middle of the night talking about what? Like, what's going on? Tell me everything. So that's exactly what he did. And again, he's talking to the other CIA dude that he's working with or whatever, letting him know, like, I gotta make sure that, murder for hire KGB dude ain't gonna go through with, everything that he plans on doing to just mess up this operation. So I need to go pay him another visit. Meanwhile, V and her mama and Franklin are in Flagstaff, Arizona, y'all. After they done went to Kansas, did what they needed to do, they on their way back to LA. They at the airport, and V's mama's like, look, if you just witnessed what I witnessed, which I know you did, I don't think that you need to be with him. I think that you need to come with me, because he's a loose cannon and he's dangerous. And once he gets the money, yeah, you can get the money from him that he's gonna give you, that he's gonna give me, and then me and you, we leave with the baby and raise the baby together. You my daughter, I love you. And V's looking at her like, excuse me, say what? Because at the beginning, like, we all know how, she used to talk about her relationship with her mama, and how, her mama always had her on the run, messing with different men, scamming, scheming, doing all that type of stuff. And she basically told her mama, like, I don't want that life for my child. And she's like, but you want your child to be with a murderer? You want him to be in a life of violence and crime and drugs? And she's like, look, Franklin is one of the only men who I could trust, who never put his hands on me. He never lied to me. He's been consistent. Like, I don't have time to be on the run. Now, when he start acting up, and if he does start acting up, then I'll holler at you, mama. But right now, I'm staying. And so Franklin was just like, yeah, looked at her mama like, you got anything else to say? And her mama was shocked because, yeah, she may have done some things in the past, but I'm pretty sure she loves her daughter. Otherwise, she would have never, agreed to work with them. And then even V was just like, did you just agree to do all of this with us because you wanted basically to control my life? And so they parted ways, and that was that on that. And then we see that Gustavo is at home talking to his girl again, filling her in on everything that's been going on. He's afraid that he's gonna get put in jail. He don't know who to trust. He's working with the CIA and Teddy. He's working with Franklin. He's working with Louis. He's working with the DEA. Like, he done talked to the murder for hire dude. Y'all, I don't know this man's name, and I was listening so hard to see if they would say his name, but they didn't, and I cannot remember it for the life of me. So I'ma always call him murder for hire dude. And he's just like, basically lets her know in a nutshell, like, I could go to jail, and all of this could be in me working with all these different people could have been for nothing, because if I don't come through for this person, they can send me away or kill me. If I don't work for this person, they can send me away and kill me. So yeah, Gustavo is going through it, y'all. All right, y'all. So Jerome and Louis, whoo, my goodness. So we all know that he stormed out the club last episode, and according to Louis, she hasn't heard from him. She don't know, like, where he is. We all know that he went to try to go hang out with his friend at the car shop, but he figured, like, you know, his life was in danger because he's always got to look over his back, and people was following, like circling the block while he was there, and that caused him to just like be even more down and depressed or whatnot. So he went and got drunk. Meanwhile, Louis at the house, like, with the security, like, have you seen him? Like, y'all need to be searching for him. Like, I can't believe him. I can't believe he would leave. Like, where is he? All of a sudden, they heard this crash in the parking lot, well, in the driveway. And lo and behold, it's Jerome, drunk out of his mind. Louis going off on him. And he just been drinking and thinking, basically. And he was just like, hey, like, I told you, I'm out. Like, I'm tired of the beef. I'm tired of the violence. I'm tired of going back and forth with my family, with my nephew. Like, I'm tired of all of this stuff. And she was like, what you mean you tired of it? Like, you can't be tired of it. And he told her flat out, point blank, like, I'm done with it, which I knew he was going to do. Because you could tell, like, he wanted to leave the game, but he stayed in it with her because she's all money hungry and power hungry and all of that stuff. And so they get into an argument, and he leaves again. And she's basically like, I can't believe this. But she tells him, like, I really feel like I need to be in this. Like, I understand how you feel, but this is a part of me. Like, this is my lifestyle that we all agreed to be in. And at the end of the day, what she was saying to him was like, look, I do all the work. I'm meeting with Teddy. I'm, you know, making these drops. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And I did it all for you. I did it all for Franklin. And then at the end of the day, like, everybody's looking at you like you the man, and looking at me like I'm just some side piece, or, you know what I'm saying, just an accessory to the game, when I'm really putting in all the work. And she was like, and that is what fuels her, basically. Like, she wants the respect, like I said, she wants the power, she wants all of that. And she's like, I understand that you want out of the game, but I can't do it right now. Like, I have a drop to make to Teddy right now. Like, I have things that I gotta do, and I understand where you coming from, but at the end of the day, husband, like, I'm gonna keep on pushing. And he's like, look, I understand, I love you, you don't gotta go make the drop, I'll go make the drop, and you go relax and go, you know, to where she goes, which is the stables. Now, remember, when she goes to the stables, she doesn't know this, but we all know that Kane got his boys stalking the place, or staking the place out, so that they could bring Louis to him, because he's pissed off at the fact that she's working with Buckley, the ex-cop, aka the cop who's a crackhead. And he's responsible for, one, him getting shot again or whatever, and almost losing his life and being paralyzed. And then on top of that, the beef that had his home shot up, to where now he's upset because his baby mama's wanting to leave. So he's like, bring Louis to me, don't do nothing to her, bring her to me. And again, like I said, nobody knows all of this except Kane and Franklin, because for whatever reason, they're working together. And, you know, he knows that, you know, that's his auntie, but by marriage, and Franklin got beef for her too, because of how she went above him to start working with Teddy. And like she said, she didn't even know that Teddy was going to take all that money from Franklin. But again, she wanted the respect, she wanted the power, she wanted the money. And even Jerome was like, is money worth all of it? Like, is all of that worth dying over? Is all of that worth, you know what I'm saying, like, just having family feud and dysfunction and just violence all around you? And this woman gonna sit up there and say, for self-worth, yes, self-worth, for validation in the streets? Come on now, Louis. Alright, so Teddy is, like I said, he's stressed out. Everybody's stressed out. Everybody's going crazy. So he decides to go. This time, he knocks on the door. He doesn't break in, but he goes to Murder for Hire dude's house. And he, you know, is like, I come in peace. And, of course, the Murder for Hire dude is just looking at him. He don't say much. He's just, because, of course, they don't trust each other. But he's like, first of all, somebody done been in my house. Was it you? Which I know that was probably a thought. Then he's like, what you doing here? What you gonna do to me? Because we all know Teddy is very, very sneaky. If y'all remember from previous seasons, the ways in which he decided to kill that reporter lady, like, that was crazy. But anyways, So Teddy, he goes over there. He's coming in peace. He's talking to the dude. The dude's making him coffee or whatever, and he's like sitting at the table. Like I said, the whole time the dude's looking at him sideways, like, "What you finna do?" And Teddy told him, like, "I could come here, I could kill you, but that's not even what I'm on right now. What I'm trying to do is basically proposition you to just leave this whole situation alone." And dude is just like, "But I don't agree with what you're doing, so why should I?" Which we all know he wants to catch as well the the CIA, like catch them and prove that they're bringing in the drugs and all the other stuff from out of the country into the United States. And so he's like, "I don't agree with what you're doing. That's why I work with these people." And Teddy's letting him know, like, if you don't do it, like, there could be peace here. Like, you don't even have to go there. Like, you don't even have to basically drop the dime on me. Like, we could just leave it to what it is and you go on about your business. And he was just like, "I'm giving you the opportunity to think about it, because if not, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna find wherever you are. I'm gonna keep on having people staying outside your apartment. I'm gonna keep on bothering you. And the next time I see you, if you don't stop what you're doing, if you don't stop the operation, if you don't stop meddling in business and ain't got nothing to do with you, if you don't tell your people to back off, I'm gonna kill you." And he, drinks his coffee. Now, for a moment there, y'all, was I the only one who thought that the coffee was poisoned, or that something was gonna go down while he was drinking it, the way that he was drinking it? But it was just a good cup of coffee. And so he leaves. Like I said, he walks out and tells the dude, "Stop what you're doing, or the next time I see you, I'm gonna kill you." So then we see Teddy just exhausted at nurse girl's house, and she's just like, I guess he done told her everything and wants her to leave, and all the threats and the situation with his baby mama and his son and his dad and all of that stuff. And he's just like, she's like, "So what do you want me to do? Like, I told you before, I didn't want to leave. Like, what is it that you want me to do?" And he's just like, "What do you want to do? Like, whatever you decide. If you want to get away, let's do it together. Whatever you decide." And he, says all this other stuff. And she's over here talking about something. That's the most romantic thing a man ever told me. Like, girl, your life is in danger. Like, what do you mean that's the most romantic thing? Like, if you don't leave this man alone or go out of the country and become somebody else, I don't know what to tell you. Because at any moment, Teddy could snap on you. He could snap on anybody. I want no parts. I would be like getting whoever she's cool with, whoever her family is. I would be getting up out of the country, getting up out of the state, something, and living a whole new, brand new life. Cause I'm not built for jail. I ain't nobody trying to die no time soon. So, he has that conversation. Then, y'all, we go to Gustavo and Franklin. So they meeting up. And I'm just like, what they meeting up about? Now, he want to work with Franklin to kill Teddy, because he's probably afraid, or I assume he's afraid, that Teddy ain't really who he says he is, like old dude said, or that Teddy's gonna, like, basically not have his back at the end of the day when all of this stuff just blows up in everybody's face, and he gonna be in jail for the rest of his life or dead. So he's just like, "Look, I want to work with you. I want Teddy too. So what I gotta do?" So he's telling Franklin, like, "Look, I need my money up front before I do anything." He wants $10 million. Franklin offered him $1 million. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, this is like so much. Like, what people do for a chunk of change when they really need it, or when they desperate for it, or they want to be able to make sure their family is set, is insane. Like, 1 million, 10 million, 73 million. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy what money and power does. But yeah, so he's just like, "Look, I'll work with you. I'll get it done. I want Teddy dead." And I'm just like, Gustavo, really? Like, what if it ends up that Teddy ain't who he says he is? Or, you know what I'm saying? What if it ends up that he is, and y'all just gonna kill the man? Like, how y'all gonna? I don't know. I was just like, this is just too much. It's too freaking much. So, like I said, Franklin and Gustavo, they about to work together to try to get Teddy. I guess they're gonna set him up. I don't know what's to come, but this show, like I said, is stressing me the heck out. even talking about it, y'all. But here we go. So like I said, Jerome is out. Tells Louie, I'm going to take the drop for you. You go to the stables, relax your mind. Love you, goodbye. Little do they know what is to come. So, she, gives her gun up to security, takes her horse. Louie's riding around the stables. She sees people running, but she don't really hear nothing. Then she starts to hear gunshots. So then the horse is going crazy, throws her off. She falls down, realizes, gave my gun up. I don't got it. And she's trying to make a run for it, and then ends up getting caught on east side with what we now know, or what we all knew, was Kane's guys. So she's like, dang it. So they take her to this warehouse off somewhere. They done tied her up. She's on the floor. Kane's talking to her reckless, okay? Which we all know he has every right to be mad. He has every right to be upset. But I was just like, bruh, like, what is really finna happen? Oh, my Lord Jesus. So, he decides, sorry, I'm driving. He decides to try to, like, beat her up or, like, push her around in order to get her to drop the dime on Buckley. Now, we all know that Buckley, like I said before, is the ex-cop who's responsible for him being shot and all of that stuff. And also, he's upset because she had something to do with his house getting shot up. Now, his baby mama wants to leave him and go with her family in another part of California. And he's like, look, I other times I can get her to stay, but now she's really serious and she's gonna take my baby, and it's all your fault. And Louie is literally standing 10 toes down, and it's just like, I'm not telling you nothing. She spits at him and everything. So he's like, all right, we're gonna take this up a notch. So then, while Franklin is talking to Leon, Wanda, his mama, and I believe that's all that was there, basically telling them like everything that's been going on and to lay low or whatever, he gets a phone call from Kane, and he's like, look, I got something that you might like. Because again, he knows, like, this your family, but you don't mess with her. Like, you want her gone just as much as I do because of how she did you. So meet me at this spot and come see what I got for you. So in the meantime, I guess him and his dudes is beating up on her, because once Franklin gets to the warehouse, she's like, beat up, bloody, clothes ripped off and stuff like that. And he sees that it's Louie. And of course, Kane is like, yeah, I got what you want. Like, I figured you would want to do the honors of basically like killing her or doing some harm to her or whatever. But again, Franklin's just silent, standing there, kind of like, I should. This is the opportune time for me to get you back. But then again, like, you are my family, and I know my uncle loves you, and deep down somewhere, I love you too. So he's standing there, he's listening to Kane berate her, talk crazy to her, then stands there, literally watches him brand her on her chest. And I was like, oh, come on now. Like, she's screaming, but she's taking it. And Franklin, like, does it like that swallow, that gulp, like, who is this too much? Like, do I step in? And the whole time I'm screaming like, Franklin, what are you gonna do? Like, I thought he was gonna just like pop off and shoot Kane and shoot the dude he was with and set her free. He's just standing there like looking like he don't want to watch, but he got to, because he don't want to like mess up the situation that he got with Kane, and then they get turned on him. So I'm just like, oh my god. So then after all of this, she still don't fold for and tell him what he wants to know about Buckley. And so Frank is like, all right, can I have my one-on-one time with her? And they like, do as you please. So they walk out, and he's basically like warning her, like, you gonna risk your life all for a cop? Like, come on, like, tell them what's up. She's like, no, like, I'm in this predicament, I'm in this situation because of you. And when I was on Twitter, they was like, this is the second time that Franklin done snitched on Louie to Kane. And I was like, yeah, when he was in the hospital, he told Kane what that that she was responsible for him being shot and all the other stuff. And so I'm just like, well, I mean, you did kind of put that target on her back, but at the same time, he was trying to give her an out. And I thought he was going to do it. But when she told him, like, you the reason why I'm in this situation, I know he got offended. He was like, oh, okay, cool. I tried to talk some sense into you while I had time. He walks out and leaves. And he was like, look, they about to really do you in. Like, Kane up there talking about he going to get dudes to come up and, like, take advantage of her and get pimps and all that other stuff to do as they please with her. And then, you know what I'm saying, I was just like, oh my gosh, it was like way too much. But at the end of the day, like, when you're in that type of lifestyle and you got beef with people and you're literally like trying to see, like, play survival of the fittest, like, stuff like that is going to happen. And I was just like, I didn't think it was going to happen like that, but my God, it did. And I was just like, yo, this is freaking crazy. And what the heck happened next was even crazier, y'all. All right, y'all. So after Franklin was trying to talk some sense into Louis, she just basically, like I said, just told him it was her fault, and he got offended and walked out and left. So I'm thinking in my mind, like, come on, man, you just gonna leave her there? Like, I know she did you wrong, but don't just leave her there. Like, don't leave her to the pimps and the thugs who want to come and just do whatever they want to with her body. Like, oh my gosh, like, my skin was crawling, because I was like, surely they're not going to, like, show any of this. They're not going to, like, really, like, go that much in depth. So then we see that Franklin feels a type of way, which I knew that he would end up doing it. He felt a type of way. So as he's leaving, his mind is probably racing, and he was like, ugh. So then he's just like, I don't want to do it. I can't stand her. I hate her for what she did to me, but I don't want to see her go out like that. So he pulls over, calls Leon. Meanwhile, Leon's getting his hair braided, running through the rules and regulations of the hood, because y'all know he's back and he's gonna be, you know, the head person in charge or whatever. And he's talking back and forth about that, and then Wanda peeks out the door and is like, hey, Franklin's on the phone. He sounds like he's stressed. So he goes in, talks to him, is like, what's up? Franklin is trying to get Leon to page Jerome or find out where Jerome is, call him and put him up on game about where his wife is, so that he can go and save her and get her out of there and do what he need to do with Kane and him. And so Leon's telling him, like, hey, I can't make him call you back. I can't make him do this. I can't make him meet you. I can't make you do that. But I'm going to try my hardest. So Leon ends up getting in contact with Jerome. He's over at Sully's, and, you know, he's upset. He's on the phone. He's going off. So he's like, what's going on? And he's like, man, they got her. So him and Sully end up linking up, meeting, and going to meet Leon and Franklin. And he pulls up on Franklin and is like, where's she at? Calls him all types of names. He's going out on him, and then pulls a strap on Franklin. And I'm like, well, dang, how you gonna try to kill this man and be mad at him when he the one that is really helping you? Because he didn't have to tell you where your wife was at. He didn't have to use, you know, common sense and the love he had for you and her deep down inside to help you figure out where your wife was. He could have just let it be what it was gonna be, and you find out later when, you know what I'm saying, when whatever. So he's like, you gonna pull the strap on me, and I'm the one that is risking my reputation with Kane to let you to come and help you get your wife back and rescue her, basically. So he pulls the gun away, and they come up with a scheme or a plan to go to the warehouse and get Louis out. So Y'all, it was a mess. It was a whole mess. Kane, I don't even care what happened to him. All the rest of the dudes don't care what happened to him. But what happens? I wasn't ready. Yeah, so after Jerome and Franklin talked, Jerome decides, even before he sneaks into the warehouse, he decides to call Buckley and put him up on game because he wants to have the cavalry come and work with him, because he's still got connections with all the rest of the crooked cops out there. Whole time, Buckley, the one that Louis refuses to drop the dime on for Kane, getting high on crack cocaine in the car. And I was like, Louis, you really standing here risking your life for a crackhead cop? He don't know what the heck is going on. He's sitting in the car just high as a kite, happy to be partaking in the crack rock. I said, oh, it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me. Y'all not gonna have me tied up. Y'all not gonna get me gang raped. Y'all not gonna do none of it. Like, it's not finna happen. So, Franklin leaves, comes back, and one of the dudes at the warehouse was like, didn't you just leave? And he was like, yeah, and I'm coming back. So what's up? So we let him in. Franklin pulls off to the side, pops the trunk, out comes Louis. They got this whole plan. Leon's here and there, and they all decide to drop in, save Louis. Franklin walks in. He's hearing Louis scream because, of course, the pimp that Kane let in there, on top of the other dudes that basically strong-armed her, like, was in there doing what they said they was gonna do. And so he ends up talking to him, like regular. They thinking, he's down for the cause. He turns around, kills them. Then in comes Jerome. He's trying to figure out where his wife is at. He's shooting and killing people. Leon done shot off a couple of people. Then in comes a car that ends up getting shot up, which I was like, oh my gosh, who is in this car? Because it crashed. And I thought it was gonna be Leon, but Leon was the one out there with Franklin who actually was helping, save the day. And so they said it was somebody, but I'm not sure if it was a part of their crew or not. But he ended up ramming into another one of Kane's people and killed him as well. Y'all, they even had old Scully out there helping and shooting people. And so as they're out there tussling, shooting and killing in like the bar area, the back room where they had Miss Louie, Kane is in there. The pimp done stopped what he was doing, heard the gunshots, told his boys to go figure out what that noise was. Kane's telling the pimp, you ain't leaving. Soon as he stands by the door, Jerome done shot off through the door, then killed the pimp. I don't really know what happened to Kane, y'all, because it was so much going on. I'm pretty sure he's dead. And if he's not, he done got away somehow. But I might have to go back and check out that last part, because it was so much gunfire going on. So Louis screaming and hollering. Kane finally, but this, and when I meant Kane, I meant like after what I'm about to tell y'all happened. So Louis standing in the middle of Jerome and Kane, and he's like, basically like, I'm gonna kill her, then I'm gonna kill you. Jerome tells him, you take the first shot, do what you gotta do. And they, of course, they exchange words, and gunshots go off. Now, this is the part where I said, did Kane get killed? Because I was so hyper focused on Jerome and Louis, because I was just like, again, looking at that, watching Twitter, and Gail Bean, you know, the one that plays Wanda, she's like, I think some hearts gonna be broke tonight. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it better not be Leon, it better not be, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like looking at this. So I missed that part. But when I looked up at the screen and I saw Kane standing there, then I saw Louis, then I saw Jerome, and then I look down, I look back up, and I see Jerome laying on the ground. And Louis is like turning around, and she's like, get up, get up, get up. He's not moving, he's not talking. She's screaming, she's sitting on top of him, she's beating on him like, wake up, why you not moving? And again, she's beat up, bloody, don't got no pants on, don't got no clothes on. I'm like, yo, what is happening? So then in come Sully, which he looked like he was limping and he had some blood on him, and I was like, dang, is he finna fall out too? But he didn't. Then in comes Leon and Franklin, and they're just standing around confused, just like I was, because what the heck done happened? This man Jerome, Big Unc, is gone. He's gone. He was just laid there on that floor, and I heard Franklin, he was like, Unc, get up, Unc. And then Leon realizes, like, it's a lost cause, like, he's gone. Sully's like, it's a lost cause, he's gone. So they sitting there, they bent over, they can't believe it. Franklin is like literally boo-hoo crying, sitting in the chair, because one, that's his uncle, raised him, his mama's brother, and he's sitting here done, quote unquote, working with him again, or found the love that he has for him and Louis on the inside to help him get his wife, and here he is gone within a matter of minutes. And the pain, the agony, the pressure, the regret, the remorse, all of that was on Franklin's face when he had them tears streaming down his face. And I'm like, bruh, I cannot believe this is freaking happening. Uncle Jerome is gone? You mean to tell me that man is gone? He wanted out so bad. He wanted out so bad. But in him wanting out, he risked his life saving his wife, whom he knows and she knows and everybody knows how much he rides for Louis, how much he loves her, and ended up losing his life trying to save her. And I'm just like, man, that was such a hard scene. And when I tell you, I was like moved to tears, because I'm like, this is why you don't beef with your family. This is why you don't beef with your family. Like, I was screaming it at the screen, because it's like, you never know what can happen. And then when that person is gone, you can't say sorry, you can't fix it, you can't come to some type of like agree to disagree thing, you can't work it out, because they're no longer there. And all you are left with is the what ifs. What if we never would have got into the game? What if we never would have beefed? What if I never would have did this? What if so I'm just like, I could tell, like, the feelings, the guilt, maybe the hurt, the pain of it all, because regardless of how they ended up going their separate ways and having beef, and, you know, him being angry, Jerome still loved Franklin. Jerome still loved Leon. He still loved his sister. Like, it was just so much having to do, like Louis said, with power, with money, with respect. Like, it was all that wrapped into one. And for him to lose his life off the back of this, when he truly wanted out of the game, to leave, to go, I think he said he wanted to go out of the state, out of the country. Man, my heart was just like so broken, because he was such a complex character, a dope character, and I am so like sad to see him go. But we all knew that something was gonna happen, and now that he's gone, I'm just curious to see what's gonna happen next, y'all. But that was pretty much my recap of Snowfall. And if y'all have any comments, concerns, questions, or anything that I may have missed, leave it in the comments and tell me how y'all felt. Thank you for watching. As always, I'll see y'all later. Peace.